Terry in 6. Nike women's 100 meters. Aleia Hobbs didn't get out all that well. Now she starts to go. On the outside, Tamara Clark is running well. Aleia Hobbs, she's going to be pushed on the inside by Jefferson. 10:69 is the time. Wow.
How about 8th place a few weeks ago at Terry? Look at how close it was at the end. Hobbs trying to get back to Jefferson. She would just miss Terry a solid 3rd.
Nike men's 100-meter final. National championship on the line and a ticket to the Worlds. Curley not the quickest out that time. He's shoulder to shoulder with Trayvon Bromell. Now Fred Curley winds it up. Have a look at the time. 9:78 to win a national championship and head to the World Championships right here at Hayward Field.
When is the last time you've seen a sprinter run 9.7 in back-to-back races about an hour and a half? This is a different Fred Curley. He did not get the start lead that he got in the semifinals, and that's why this race is not a lot faster. You have to work for this. The start that he had in the semifinal is the best start I have ever seen him have. You have to work for this one a little bit, but you saw at the end, once he cleared Trayvon Bromell, he was very relaxed and very comfortable. He got silver at the Olympics last year in Tokyo. He's looking like he could be the world champion. It's conducive, and there in the center of your picture is Madeline Manning-Mims, Olympic champion, 1968.
Nike women's 800 final away.
And we're going to keep an eye on Athing-Mu, Ajay Wilson.
93 degrees. Let's see what the split is at 400.
And this is not unusual for Athing-Mu. She trains in Texas where it's very, very hot. So she's used to this kind of temperature. This won't be a problem for her at all.
Into the bell lap, Allie Wilson in red on the rail there. Then the bright blue of Rafe.
And then right with about 120 to go, she will turn on the jets. And so far, nobody's had an answer for that. Here comes Ajay Wilson now, though, to challenge her.
And here comes Raven Rogers out wide, looking blue to the left. Raven Rogers, this is trademark Rogers. Has she saved enough for the home burst? Yes, she has. Athing-Mu, the meet record is 1:56.07. But look at Ajay Wilson. Ajay Wilson is taking it to the gold medalist from Tokyo. But Athing-Mu wins in 1:57.15. Make this final. Xfinity women's 200 meters. You're looking in all in blue. Abby Steiner, 4th from the left.
And Abby Steiner not having the first 50 that she's used to, so she has some work to do, but a very competitive final with 100 to go.
Kayla White looking good there, 3rd from the right-hand side. She's taking the fight. She's taking the fight to Abby Steiner, but now Steiner reaches deep, and Abby Steiner's going to be a national champion.
And there it is, another world lead, 21:77 into a slide right now.
Toyota men's 800-meter final. They're going to work for it. There's Eric out wide in lane 9, all in black.
So you're starting to see Brandon.
And now he's on the outside in good striking distance, but still Miller, who in the semi ran really well from the front, really ran a decisive first 400 meters, not able to get as much space from this field. Obviously, everybody wants it at this point, but still a good first 400 for Miller.
Jonah Koech in 3rd. He is in touch. Sawinski is going shoulder to shoulder there as well. This one in an all-out speed race. How about Koech? Koech is taking the fight to Bryce Hoppel.
And Miller's now boxed in, and he's in trouble as Hoppel will come off the turn with a lead.
Jonah Koech took the fight to Bryce Hoppel, but Hoppel is resilient. This is fantastic for the Toyota men's 800 meters. Here comes Clayton Murphy on the outside. Lots of Oregon support for him, but it's Bryce Hoppel. 1:44.58 for the young man who said he feels great.
Noah Lyles is the world champion. He has a bye.
Toyota men's 200 is underway. Showdown between Noah Lyles and Arian Knighton right in the center lanes.
Look at Knighton, and you see him going past the world champion. He has been running storming turns. He's run another one. He has the lead.
Have a look at this, Arian Knighton. Now Noah Lyles finds an extra gear. The world champion is coming back at the kid. He looks across and Lyles gets the national championship. 1968 for Noah Lyles.
Lyles, because coming off the turn, he had given up so much to the youngster, but he stayed poised all the way through the finish line. Here we go back from the start. Watch Arian Knighton there on the inside in lane 4. Otto mentioned it. In the prelims, he was the fastest through the first 100, so we expected that he would do that. But at this point, Otto, I thought he would run away with it. But Noah Lyles trusted himself, trusted his training, and realized, oh, I still have enough real estate to catch him, and looks over and says, don't forget who's the world champion.
That's called post B.
Who gets the better start? Cunningham or Allen? I think Daniel Roberts may have got the best start. Roberts looking good. Well, Joe center lanes. Are they going to kick in? Roberts has got the lead at the moment. Has Trey Cunningham got something? Or is it going to be Devin Allen? This is close. I think Daniel Roberts got the championship. You talk about, and he's upset the favored too.
Yep.
Roberts is the national champion. He can't believe it.
This is a huge bounce back in form for Roberts, a guy who has made teams before. Oh, I like Devin Allen for third based on that. I don't know why it's taking so long to come up. It looks to me clearly that Devin Allen got it. But look at Daniel Robertson. Let's give him his due. He has been struggling for form all year, but he knows what sub-13 feels like. And he got the better start, and then he hung on and had a great lean at the finish.
And one of the best hurdlers in the world, as any track and field fan knows, Femke Bol of the Netherlands. She's run a really good time this year, but it's a second slower than what Sydney opened with.
Think about that.
Sydney McLaughlin in lane 5, center of the track, center of your screen.
I feel like we're going to know early if she's going after it, and man, she has gone through this first 100 with ease, but already making up the stagger on Britton Wilson, the NCAA champion, to her outside.
She just looks perfect through the first part of this race, and it's whether or not she wants to go that fast today. She can win this race, we know, easily, handily, but will she really push herself to run in that 51 range and get close to the record? Lee, it's certainly looking like something special to me.
She's going to come off of this turn with quite a lead, but I don't know that she's really pressing it. But look, keep your eye on the clock. 51:46 is the world record.
It might be deceiving. She has left everybody else behind. Shamir Little's trying hard on the outside there. Watch the clock. 51:46 is the world record. Sydney McLaughlin, is she close? 51:40.
What'd I tell you?
She has done it.
What did I tell you?
World record.
Yes, she is that good. She is that good, ladies and gentlemen. No Dalilah Muhammad in the building.
Cleanly away this time, and a really good start by Tania Marshall. Here comes Kenny Harrison, and Aleisha Johnson now. Aleisha Johnson, Kenny Harrison, Harrison to the line. That's time. 12:35 is the time. Wind is good.
Fastest time in the world
From the line for Kenny Harrison. Look how close this is. As both ladies lean.
I told you better have your photo finish eyes. She came and got the world record holder just on the line. So here's another look at the women's 100 hurdle final. That's lane 3, Tania Marshall, who was out very well. Now here comes the world record holder. And then Aleisha Johnson had some work to do, but she did it. So that's your team for the World Championships, including
Toyota men's 400-meter final. Norman in lane 6, the white headband.
And I think because Michael Norman has his chief opposition behind him in Randolph Ross, he's going to take this out very hard, and he is. Michael Norman very fast down the backstretch.
But he has the speed to do it. He's run sub-20 at 200 meters, and he's confident. And this is the part of the race that I've been looking forward to see how he executes the most. And he's running it well. I wouldn't say he's running as well as he did at the Prefontaine, but still pretty dominant around this turn.
Look on the inside there, all in red as well, is champion Allison, the 23-year-old. He's the closest to Michael Norman. Godwin and Randolph Ross are going to fight over the other placings, but it's Michael Norman. He's going to win back-to-back national championships. 43:57 the time.
Him go into overdrive right here. He's like, okay, I wasn't able to separate too much, but I got to trust my training and trust my arms. And he was really able to focus to the finish line. But his champion, Allison, on the inside, who was able to hang with him and run his first sub-44 performance, that's a big deal. That's rarefied air in the 400 when you can dip under 44 seconds. And this young man looked incredibly strong in the final phases of the race. Randolph Ross would hold on there for third to make the team.
6. Nike women's 400 final. One more time at the National Championships for Allyson Felix. Top of your screen, lane 9.
And you can tell that Allyson means business because she has gone through that first 100 faster than any other round so far at these championships.
And that is what she's going to need to do to be able to try to snag a spot on this team, is to get away from them. She can't fall asleep, however, on this far turn. And I've seen her do that in 2 races this season. Right now we see Lynna Irby in lane 7. They're really trying to take this race because nobody else is stepping up. Where's Talitha Diggs? She's a little bit off the pace there. There's Kendall Ellis also coming off the turn strong.
Look at this. This is going to be quite the finish. Talitha Diggs is going to have to dig deep in blue. Kendall Ellis, center of your screen, has a leap, and now here comes Talitha Diggs. Really pushing hard towards the end, and she's going to win this national championship. The NCAA champion and national champion. That's 1500. No Jenny Simpson. It's going to feel strange not to call Matthew Centrowitz's name.
Absolutely. You know, Lee, there's a couple big stars out. Also, Cole Hawker, who was 6th at the Olympic Games last year, didn't make it through the heats. And so that really opens it up for a new experience, some fresh faces to come up, some new people to step up into the light. And it'll be interesting to see what we have here. Cooper Tier is sort of box.
Final, just getting back to the Rio gold medalist, Matthew Centrowitz. He had surgery on his knee recently. He'll be out for a few months. So we wish you a speedy recovery, Centro. Look forward to seeing you back on the track. Eric Holt,
meter in the U.S., but he doesn't have a lot of experience in this situation right now where you have to match moves and see what's happening.
Jared Naguse has put himself in a good position, sits 3rd at the moment with 2 laps to go. So he's put himself in that spot, and he said he felt the right in that white and blue color scheme there, hip number 7. And he feels good at the moment as well. He was a finalist in the 1500 at last year's Olympic trials. So Prakel may have something special here as they're coming to the bell lap.
They're coming to the bell, and this is messy. You can see the jostling, you can see the pushing. This is when it gets very, very dangerous because they're all about to flip a switch here and really go for it in the last quarter. And they all have to be wary. They have to make sure they don't knock anyone else down. Now we see Grigor come to the outside as well. He has said he really needs to stay calm at the beginning of the races. He feels like he's always forcing the beginning. But look at this, we see Eric Holt come out here.
Eric Holt is in the mix. Sam Prakel is in the mix. Johnny Gregoric is there as well on this final lap.
Sam Prakel went to the World Indoors this year. That was an experience he had never had, and he gained so much confidence from being there. And he's leading this charge now, but I gotta tell you, seeing Eric Holt here, this could be a huge story. His dad said, if you're not gonna get a real job, you better run fast.
Run fast, you're gonna make that World Championship level as well, and then streaking up the outside as well. Cooper Tier, listen to the cheers. They know that he's run here before. Cooper Tier, terrific. Jonathan Davis, a strong finish. 3:45.85. Cooper Tier wins. Things to return here to Haywood in just 3 weeks' time for the World Championships. Women's 1500, here we go.
You know, Lee, every single woman after the prelim said they expected this final to be fast. They expected to take it. And so will one of these athletes sort of sacrifice themselves to get this race going? And as we see right now, they are off the line quick, and now they are bunched. And this is when it gets dangerous. This is when you see people trip up and you see people fall down.
Helen Schlachtenhaufen was one of those.
1500-meter runner, but she's done it with even pace. I don't think she wants to see this thing lag too far behind. She's also expected to come back in the 5,000 tomorrow.
And by the way, she said, don't expect, I want this to be a fast final as opposed to a tactical one. I really enjoyed the semis, so let's make this a fast one. I'm up for it.
You know, they all were expecting a fast one, and they are a little behind from what we would consider a very fast pace because they started out slowly, but we see it starting to crank now. We see
the world's just around the corner.
Well, she had Achilles surgery, and it looked like it went well, but here comes Corey McGee. She knows this is left too long. We can't have all these women sitting around, and you see them moving out slightly into lane 2. Now we have the 4 in front. They're getting ready for their kick. Heather McLean needs to close that gap. She's fallen off a little bit. She needs to move up in there as this pace starts to pick up.
And Corey McGee tucked in there, all in blue. And there is Schlachtenhaufen as well. Helen is in the mix, sitting in 6th at the moment. On the bell lap.
We can see them running 3 abreast right now. Corey McGee knew she needed to get that pace going. She needed to get that kick started, and she's moving up now. She's going to take the lead and try to burn this out over the last 250 meters.
What's St. Pierre got? Sitting third at the moment. Her and Carissa Schweitzer are going with it.
St. Pierre does not look like herself, but I'll tell you, Sinclair Johnson is the one with the kick. We heard about it in college, and here she comes now, perfectly timed to move alongside McGee.
The 24-year-old is going shoulder to shoulder. Sinclair Johnson, Corey McGee, Carissa Schweitzer in third. St. Pierre is going to struggle here. She got to kick it home to get into the top 3, but it's going to be Sinclair Johnson. Carrie, you called it right before the gun went off. Sinclair Johnson is going to win this Garden of Life 1500 National Championship. 4:03.26 over Corey McGee. And Carissa Schweitzer, was it her or St. Pierre? But Sinclair Johnson steals the headlines.